Hi everyone, this is Pete from Western Australia, and today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the way I think about modes of the major scale. And if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to this channel. First of all, what is a mode? Well, a mode is basically a scale that you may or may not already know, but starting on a different position of that scale. So for example, if I play a G major scale, if I was to start on the second degree, the second note of that scale, you would get this sound. And that's a Dorian mode. And that's the way that modes work through a major scale. And there's also other scales where you can use that same device as well to create different sounds. And the first time I heard this, I couldn't believe that this is the same scale that I already knew, just starting on a different position. But it's a bit of a complex subject in the fact that people get really confused about it. I want to show you one shape that will really change your way of thinking about different modes. There's lots of great guitarists out there that use modal kind of sounds, like Eric Johnson, Steve Vai, Joe Satriani. They all use modal sounds to create a different feel in their music rather than just playing pentatonics all the time. So first of all, let's just go ahead and learn the simple major scale, which is like the textbook major scale that you'll find in any guitar book. I'm doing this in the key of G today because it's nice and low on the fretboard, and also it's going to help you to stretch and practice those stretches down here, so when you get up here, it's a little bit more easy to play. So here we go. This is a G major scale. The theory behind the G major scale is that it's all block notes. That's to say, you could say G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but there's one F sharp in there as well. So you could write it out like, all the letters G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and put an F sharp in there, and that's going to be your G major scale. So check this out. Here's a G major scale. Let's play it together slowly once you've gone back and watched this video a few times. Okay, here we go, it goes. Okay, so you could say for this lesson that there are kind of like three main shapes really, and it's all modified from the first shape, which is that one there, the major scale. The next shape you'll need, and if you play it like this, it will sound like a Lydian mode, is this. You sharpen one of the notes. So check this out. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, sharp 4. That's to say one more note than the previous one you normally engage. So it would go, the notes would be G, A, B, C sharp, and D, like that. Okay, so if you sharpen every fourth note, 1, 2, 3, 4, it sounds like this. Listen. Oops. Let's do that one more time. That was right the second time, I think. Anyway, sharpen every single fourth note. Okay, the next shape we'll need is going to be like this. And you're going to, again, change one of the notes from the original major scale. And that's going to be this one. Did you hear it? This is called the Mixolydian mode. And this one here is on the 3rd fret on the D string. It's going to be the note of F. So you're taking that F sharp we talked about and actually flatten it down. It's a flat 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so if you flatten every 7th note of the major scale, it sounds like this. So that's the Mixolydian mode. It's also the like the dominant 7th sort of sound as well. So you play for dominant 7th like this. You would play that scale like that. Okay, so there's like 3 different modifications to the same scale we originally started on, which was the major scale. That one there. So check this out. What I want to do is go through all the notes of the G major scale, and I want to start on every single one of these changes. So that's to say the 1st degree, 2nd degree, 3rd degree, and what you'll get is actually all the same notes, but when you start in a different place, you get a different sound. And in fact, you should play a different chord over the top of it as well. The way I also think about modes is that it's almost like you're stealing a note from the next chord. So like when should you use a mode? Well, it depends on what chord you're playing together. You might steal a note from the next, like a third from the next chord, for example. So if I play, for example, C, two majors together like that, you might hear that sound quite a bit. It's some more kind of prog rocky kind of things. But if you played a major scale of the second chord here, it would clash because of the third in there. 1, 2, 3. This one here, you can see that it's not in the chord. So you have to put that one in there, which is the Lydian, which makes it sound like. See now it works. So that's one really good thing about modes. It depends on what you can hear in the music. Of course, the root chord for this wouldn't be C. It would actually be this one. 1, 2. I don't fight like it's the fourth. Yeah, that's the fourth chord. So it'd actually be in the key of G. Okay, if you have any questions about this stuff, give me a quick message and perhaps I can help you out. Okay, so now I'm going to go through all the ways I use those three shapes to create this big tapestry of notes. And you'll see they're actually all the same notes, but when you start in a different position, you get a different tonality. So here we go. This is number one. This is Ionian. Here we go. The next one's Dorian. I'm going to start in the second degree. This is in A now. Here we go. So now you're playing A minor, because that's also the second chord of the major scale. Okay, the next one's going to be here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this one here is normally going to be, you could play it here on the A string, but I want to keep going up. I want the root 6 as I go up. It's going to give you lots of note choices. So this is a B. We're going to start here. So on this one, what we're going to do is we're going to play the Lydian, the second shape I showed you, this one. But what you're going to do is start the note behind it, which is this one. This is going to be the B. But you play the Lydian like it's a C. So check it out. It sounds like this. And the whole thing. This is the Phrygian mode, the Spanish mode. And now all we have to do to get to the next note, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is the Lydian sound. So now we're in the key of C. So now you're going to use that same shape we just used, but start with your second finger in the key of C. Well, it's the key of G, but it's going to be the note of C. Sounds like this. Okay, the next one's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we're on the notes of D, so this is going to be D up here. Now I want you to use the next shape that we learned, which was this one, where it's a flat 7. So if you play the flat 7 here on the D, you get this. Okay, and then the next one, starting the second degree of that shape, you go on to E. E minor, check this out, same shape, different position, sounds like. That's a bit rusty. Let's try again. Look. Okay, and the last one, which is the one that everyone hates, is the Locrian mode. And the Locrian mode is basically a major scale, but start on the note before it. So if I go, I don't fight like my Aunt Lucy. So now we're on the note of F sharp. So here's E. This is F, and this is F sharp. So if I go, and then you play basically like a major scale, but you start here instead, which is the G, right? I can also play it down here as well, but because we're going at the fretboard, I start here. You get that kind of crazy sound, and the chord you play over the top of that one would be a half diminished. So that would be here. So I guess you could play it. So this is G here. So it'd be down here. This is a half diminished chord, and you play that, like I play major scale. And then that brings you back up to the G again, which would be here. You could play it like this. Okay, so that's all the modes with 3 different shapes. I hope that kind of makes sense. So real quick, I'm going to go through all those the way I'd play it, and let's see if we can play it together, and hopefully that makes sense. For me, it really helps me to understand where the modes should sit and where they are in the scale as well. So here we go. Get your hands working after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second degree, same shape, A. Okay, now we're on to B here. We're going to play it like this. So remember, it's like a Lydian in C, but go down 1 semitone. That would be like this. Okay, together slowly. 3, 4, round. Now we're up to C. So this is the 4th degree. We're going to play it here. So same shape, but start on your 2nd finger. Here we go. 3, 4. Okay, next one's going to be D, Mixolydian. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the 5th degree. All the way up here onto D, and it's the shape where you flatten the 7. Here we go. 3, 4. Flat 7. Now you're going to start the 2nd degree of that same shape in E. It's the note of E, and it sounds like this. 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to go to the last one, the Locrian. It's the 7th degree. I'm going to play all the way down here because it's getting pretty high up this end. So remember, you start in the same shape as we began with the major scale. But we're going to start on this note before, which will give you the Locrian mode. And it's a half diminished chord. You play with that one. Here we go. 3, 4. And then back to the G. Can you see how it all kind of links and it rolls together? And that's the way I think of the major modes. I really hope that was helpful for you. How do you use the major modes? Well, that's probably something for another lesson. But enjoy that and enjoy your school holidays if you're on holidays like I am. And I'll see you next time. Take care. This is Pete. Bye now.